Hey, this is Palmer from Lead the Way Canine Training, and this video goes along with my blog post called Why I Switched, which tells the story of why I was able to move from positive to balanced dog training. This video blew me away. So without further ado, meet the dog named Brick. So here he is, pit bull in an animal shelter, scheduled to be euthanized the next day because he was not adoptable. He's actually not aggressive. He's just having a lot of fun, getting out a lot of energy by playing this game of keep away and I got the leash with these kennel workers. Even though he's not aggressive, he's actually dangerous because he's thrown his mouth around and thrown his body around. Now, they're doing their very best, and the next part of the day is for him to have some time in the play yard. So there he goes. So all that behavior got him something really fun. So now he gets to run around with his ball. Keeps his leash on because, of course, it's impossible to get it on and off. Now this gal is trying to get him out of the play yard without getting bit or scratched, and there he goes. He's just jumping on whoever he wants, being a total brat. He, it seems, hasn't been told what's okay and what's not okay. So he just does whatever the heck he wants, and he's strong, and he's mouthy, and so he gets away with it. There he goes. So what you're going to see now is my teacher, Jeff Gelman, from Solid Canine Training in Providence, Rhode Island. Jeff is also a teacher of dog trainers. And he comes in, meets Brick, and he was asked to come in. And the first thing he does is put a slip lead on Brick. So he's got some kind of control over Brick. And he's just going to patiently stand there, wait, and get ready to open the crate door. As you can see from the subtitles, which are partially cut off, I'm sorry about that. This is called default waiting at the door. So you can see right there, the dog gave him eye contact just by standing there, not letting him out, and having a little leash on him. So Jeff firmly closes the door when the dog starts to move out. Again, eye contact. What would you like me to do, Jeff? There you go. And look at that. He stays inside just after 2 swings of the door. It's pretty amazing. And he's looking right at Jeff. Jeff's got control of the situation, and Brick knows it. He's calmer. He's obedient. He wants to know what Jeff wants him to do. I think that took, 30, 40, 50 seconds. Pretty amazing to go from the dog that we saw to this. So he's basically telling the dog, no, you can't come out unless I tell you. And as a result, he has the dog's full attention. And even though the crate door is open, he knows already that he is not allowed to bolt out. He's not allowed to put his nose past the threshold. What you see in Jeff's right hand is a tool called a pet convincer, which when you press it blows a puff of air in the dog's or in the direction that you point it. He has that ready in case Brick jumps on him, mouths him, grabs the leash, anything that he doesn't want Brick to do. He will use that because it's sort of it's obviously not painful, but it's surprising, it's noisy. Okay, there. He said okay. You couldn't hear it, of course. He said okay, and look, Brick looks right up at him. Jeff, what would you like me to do? There he goes. I know there's someone on the other end of the leash. And Jeff is giving some pressure on the leash when Brick starts to move away from him. He wants Brick to stay with him, to recognize him, and to realize that he can't just do what he wants. So he's just giving gentle pressure. It's obviously not hurting Brick because he keeps trying. There, more eye contact. Jeff gets him back in his crate. I have obviously clipped some pieces of this video. The whole thing is quite long, and so I've shortened it for us. Look, he already remembers that he's not supposed to come out of the crate unless Jeff says okay. So Jeff says okay, and Brick comes out of his crate again. A little leash pressure just to get him stabilized, and there he goes, looking right at Jeff, and he grabs the leash. So that pet convincer is used right there. Puff of air in the dog's face, and look at that. He stops biting the leash. And he becomes an adoptable dog who does not need to be euthanized the next day. Jeff works a little bit more with him. I fast forward it again, gets him to sit, and stays there. Jeff's got the leash on him. He's adding a little pressure, but it's not terribly much. They go in and out of the crate again. Fast forwarding a little bit again. He puts a prong collar on Brick. I used to think these were totally barbaric, inhumane, mean, but what I've come to see is that when used gently, they don't hurt dogs. You don't want to hurt a dog, so you don't. So what you're going to see is that Brick becomes a walkable dog with this prong collar pretty much instantly, which is another way to get adopted and not get euthanized. So look at that. Very little pressure, actually, less than he was needing to use on the slip lead. So there they start walking. This is just like the threshold at the crate. Jeff is letting Brick know that he doesn't get to go outside before Jeff. He doesn't get to rush through the door, which is annoying, dangerous, rude. And Jeff is giving little pops on the leash to show Brick that he needs to just follow him. He got some eye contact right there. He's showing Brick that he wants him to follow. He wants Brick to follow him, to walk along with him. Brick's never done this before. The subtitle says, yeah, he's never walked next to or behind anyone. He's just done what he wanted, pulled on the leash, chewed on the leash, jumped. And he is learning little by little, just in these first minutes, that he needs to follow Jeff, and he continually looks up at Jeff now. Jeff is just keeping his attention forward. Brick doesn't get to sniff. He doesn't get to potty unless Jeff lets him. This may seem mean and controlling, but this is a dog, again, that was out of control. And, I truly believe that dogs love to serve us. They love to have a job, and their job can be to do what we say. And that this makes dogs adoptable. It keeps them off death row, and it makes them a pleasure to have in our lives. So you will see Jeff continuing to walk with Brick. And in a minute, yeah, there we go, you'll see this kennel worker walking with Brick. So it's not just about Jeff and his miraculous abilities. He's just a regular dog trainer and is able to communicate dog training to other people. And so the kennel worker is also able to walk Brick pretty easily. This is a woman who is struggling and in a lot of discomfort and even danger walking this dog earlier. But here she is able to walk Brick pretty easily. And she's able to get him back in the crate without him lunging, pulling. And there he is. That's a happier Brick, isn't it?